Students, and we'll continue with the next separation method, that is how to separate a mixture of two miscible liquids. Okay, we have already seen immiscible liquids, that is by separating funnel. Now this is miscible liquids, means both are soluble in each other. Okay, now there is an activity given in your textbook to separate acetone and water from their mixture. Both are soluble in each other. Okay, now to separate this, okay, we have to have a distillation flask with the thermometer and the apparatus as shown in figure 2.9. You can see here there is a distillation flask, this is a thermometer. Okay, now this is a condenser, and here we heat the mixture of water and acetone. Okay, now what happens, because acetone has got a less boiling point than water, it evaporates faster at a particular temperature, and the vapors, they go through this pipe through the condenser here. Okay, and because this water, you can see in the condenser, it cools the vapors and it turns into liquid and gets collected in this glass jar. Okay, so this is how the distillation takes place. Now just turn the page. Okay, this method is called as distillation, and it is used for separation of components of a mixture containing two miscible liquids that boil without decomposition. They should directly boil, they should not decompose. Okay, and they should have sufficient difference between their boiling points. Especially it should be more than 25 K. If the difference in the boiling point is less than 25 Kelvin, then fractional distillation has to be used. This simple distillation cannot be used. It is only used where the difference between the boiling point is more than 25 Kelvin. For example, if you want to separate different gases from air, different fractions of petroleum products, where the difference is less than 25 Kelvin, you have to use fractional distillation process. Okay, now here the components are separated in different fractions from petroleum products, etc. The apparatus is exactly similar to that simple distillation, but there is an additional thing known as fractionating column that is fitted between the distillation flask and the condenser. Okay, now if you see this diagram 2.10, this is exactly same. Can you see this additional thing? This is a fractionating column. Okay, now this simple fractionating column is a tube packed with glass beads. These are the glass beads, and this is a column. These beads provide the surface for the vapors to cool and condense repeatedly. Because the difference is very less, okay, so the vapors, when they go here inside, they get cooled here before reaching here, so they get cooled and condensed repeatedly, and then they rise and come here. Okay, so this is one thing, and then the next thing which we are going to see is how to obtain the different gases from the air mixture. As we all know that air is a homogeneous mixture. Okay, now this also, they can be separated by its component by fractional distillation. Now here are the steps of fractional distillation, how it happens. We take air, we compress and cool by increasing the pressure and decreasing the temperature. So the air gets cooled by decreasing the temperature, and we increase the pressure. So air turns into liquid air. Gas turns into liquid because we decrease the temperature. Then we allow it to warm up slowly in fractional distillation column. Okay, as it warms up, again the liquid turns into gases, and they get separated at different heights. Okay, now there is a table given in your textbook. Depending on the boiling point, there are three gases given: oxygen, argon and nitrogen. Okay, now the boiling point of oxygen is minus 183, argon is minus 186, and nitrogen is minus 196. Okay, and the percentage in air is 20.9, this is 0.9, and this is 78.1. Okay, then we'll continue with the topic next time.